Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Preston Endress. A fundraiser is now underway to help with funeral costs for Vanessa Big Car, who was shot and killed September 13th at the Hilltop House Apartments in Hazleton. Hazleton police say the gunman, Miguel Lara, was later found dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound in his apartment. The family of Big Car have set up a GoFundMe page asking for donations to cover funeral expenses. Big Car worked as a behavioral health technician in Hazleton and was a 2009 graduate of Panther Valley High School. For a link to the fundraiser, visit www.gofundme.com/f/Vanessa. Luzerne County will again provide ballot drop boxes for the November 4th election. The boxes will be located inside the Penn Place building in Wilkes-Barre and the Broad Street Exchange in Hazleton. It's the same plan used in the May primary. The Penn Place box has security features that include cameras, time-stamped photos of voters in envelopes, and fire suppression. The Hazleton site will use a standard mailbox-style box. The plan passed 4-1, with one board member opposed. Election officials say ballots will be mailed out soon, and hours for Dropbox use will be released when they're activated. A ribbon cutting was held for the grand opening of a new business in Whitehaven on Saturday. Bogo's Beer in Whitehaven welcomed customers to meet the owners Chad and Joelle Boganski and enjoy complimentary food, snacks, and drinks. While teaching remains the Boganskis' full-time career, the couple is excited for this new venture. The store is located at 412 Rear Erie Street, Whitehaven, just off Interstate 80 in a spot that has served as a distributor before.
We were approached with the opportunity from two friends of ours that had bought the property, and they said, what do you guys feel about opening a beer distributor? And we basically said, why not? This was a beer distributor, I believe, for about 40 to 45 years. A woman named Clara Urich, that they called her Dolly affectionately, ran with her late husband until he passed away, I believe maybe in the early 90s. So she was here by herself, running the place until she was 94 years old, and she passed away, and her family didn't want to reopen it, so it fell in our hands.
The couple says they want to bring a small-town feel and personal service to the community. Bogo's Beer offers a wide variety of beverages, including craft beer, seltzers, ciders, soft drinks, and water, with plans to add wine and alcoholic slushies in the future.
We had a great grand opening party today at Bogo's. Whitehaven community really showed up for us. They showed us support. They showed us love. It was a great day. It was busy from the time we opened to the time we closed. And again, we just want to say thank you to our community. We're happy to be here, and we're so happy that you guys welcomed us the way you did.
Bogo's Beer is open Monday through Saturday from 11 o'clock a.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. and Sundays from 11 o'clock a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. The search for the man who was accused of sexual assault is over. Police say 40-year-old Ryan McDermott is facing multiple charges on sexually assaulting a 17-year-old. The search began on Friday, where McDermott was accused of raping the child and giving her alcohol and marijuana. He was on the run and was considered armed and dangerous after police discovered explosive devices and firearms on Saturday. Then on Sunday night, they found him at Lake Township without incident. Police say they discovered images from his computer of child sex acts. McDermott was arraigned on Monday morning, where he was denied bail and is currently at the Luzerne County Correctional Facility. The Pennsylvania State Police has issued a death investigation. On Thursday, September 18th, around 7:30 a.m., the State Police of Bloomsburg was dispatched to a home in Pine Township, Columbia County, for a report of an unresponsive man. The man has been identified as 17-year-old Carter Conklin, who during the investigation was found dead. In collaboration with the Columbia County DA's office, the Troop N Major Case Team is helping handle the situation. The incident has recently been ruled a homicide, as the cause of death was a single gunshot wound to the head, according to investigators. Coming up on WYLN News, a convicted man has had an appeal denied. Plus, an upcoming drive-thru is set to help people out for the flu season. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Wyln News brought to you by Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton's emergency room team. Your experts in any emergency. When emergencies happen, minutes and expertise count. Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton is now part of Jefferson Health.
My name is Adam. Tomorrow's gonna be stormy.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today. If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Cher's Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in at 610 North Broad Street in West Hazleton, 570-454-7229. Cher's is proud to be celebrating 70 years in business. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
I'm excited. After 45 years in practice, I knew I didn't want to retire, but I couldn't keep working as long hours as I was. Dr. Russell Hoke came along my way, an old friend, 40 years in practice in Bloomsburg. So all you Bloomsburg Berwick people, give the office a call. Come see Dr. Russ.
PPW High Voltage is back. Join us for all the hard-hitting, high-flying, non-stop action that only PPW Wrestling can bring you. Join us each and every week as we bring you the action from the Slatington Expo Center, Saturdays at 4:30, Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN. PPW Wrestling, the best in independent wrestling.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30.
Welcome back to WYLN News. A man convicted of sexual assault has had an appeal rejected. Anthony Chase Johnson, age 33, was convicted by jury after his June 2023 trial to 22 to 46 years in prison as a result of sexually assaulting a female back in the early 2010s for a certain amount of time. Judge Sklarowski denied his first appeal, claiming juror interference, in which Johnson believed a juror had a friendly relationship with a prosecution witness. During Johnson's sentencing in November 2023, Judge Sklarowski declared him a sexually violent offender. Sklarowski also declared that no relief is due, as Johnson neglected to raise his issue prior to the jury's verdict announcement. Next Saturday, October 4th, the Lehigh Valley Health Network of Hazleton will be hosting their 6th annual community drive-through flu shot clinic for residents around the area. It's that time of year where temperatures are starting to head down and the flu season is beginning to rise. The seasonal flu shot is available for age 6 months and older, including a senior vaccine available for people age 65 and older. Supplies are limited and will be provided on a first-come, first-served basis, with no registration necessary. Everyone receiving a flu shot at either drive-thru is asked to review the vaccine information statement and fill out a consent form by visiting lvhn.org/flushot. The Wilkes-Barre City Police Department is looking for the individual shown on your screen. Anyone with information about the individual is asked to contact Officer Ward at 570-208-0394 or send a message to the Wilkes-Barre City Police Department Facebook page. Gianni Tomero had an idea, and then a light bulb came on, literally. A new Hazleton shop will train students to be a jack-of-all-trades as they learn skills such as electricity and software. HVAC and construction instructor Kevin Moore says that students will know a lot about everything. Robert Hebel, a former classmate at Hazleton Area High School with Moore, is a computer-assisted drafting teacher near Moore's shop and gave Moore high praise for his shop. Students who go through the program will leave with a wide variety of talents and can join companies that pay anywhere from $55,000 to $70,000 to start. Someone who was a former student and earned a bachelor's degree in industrial engineering is now a manager at a local plant and makes double that. Moore believes he can teach 15 to 20 students per class, which comes to 45 to 60 students across sophomore to senior classes. He set up a 3-year curriculum to prepare seniors for certification exams that employers will recognize. The 14th annual Berwick Riverfest starts on October 3rd and ends on October 5th. The 3-day event is hosting to over 150 vendors and small businesses such as Scooper's Ice Cream and Dante's Inferno. The event will also host entertainment for all, such as rides for kids, a mechanical bull, cuddling with goats, and a petting zoo. Riverfest also hosts one of the largest cornhole events in Pennsylvania. The 2025 music lineup for Riverfest includes some of the best bands from NEPA like the Mountain Grove Outlaws, The Alternative, Peaceful Outlaws, Memory Lane, The Legends, and the Lance Thomas Country Band. There will also be a car cruise with over 100 cars competing each day for the People's Choice Award trophy where guests in attendance can vote for their favorite car on their phone. The event, labeled as one of the finest fall festivals in Pennsylvania, is held along the Susquehanna River in Berwick, behind the Kmart Plaza on Front Street. Shuttle buses will be available, courtesy of AJ Limo Coach, all 3 days. The hours of the event will be 12 o'clock to 9 o'clock p.m. on Friday, 10 o'clock a.m. to 9 o'clock p.m. on Saturday, and 10 o'clock a.m. to 6 o'clock p.m. on Sunday. Coming up on Mahanoi's News Choice, we check in with Luzerne County Manager Imelda Crocomo on this week's Crocomo's County Report. Plus, Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with Part 1 of Watsontown. And stay right here on WYLN. We'll be right back.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Pete Casalicka in the greater Hazleton area today.
For a better customer experience, visit Fairway Subaru in Hazleton. Fairway Subaru has been providing generations of customers with Subarus. With exceptional customer service they've come to expect. Check out our selection in person or at fairwaysubaru.com. Fairway Subaru, the right car, the right price, the right dealer.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
If you're on active duty, retired from the military, a member of the National Guard and the Reserves, or a military family member, you may be eligible for a military auto insurance discount. You could save up to 15% on your total auto insurance premium. And veterans, when it comes to your auto insurance, it pays to compare, literally, because when you're saving, you're actually paying yourself, right? What are you paying now? What's 15% less than that? Well, that 15% means that's money you're keeping every year. Would you rather give that money to your insurance company or keep it for yourself? And to find out just how much you could save, call the number on your screen right now. Speak with a licensed insurance agent. Let them compare companies. Only then will you really know which one is the lowest. You could save up to 15% off your insurance, so it's worth a quick call to learn more.
1-800-277-0198.
WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online.
Hi, welcome to Kokomo's County Report. I'm your host today, Preston Andrus, and here with me is my good friend Romilda Kokomo. How are you today, Romilda?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm in pretty good. And I can't help but remember that the 9/11 ceremony back in the actual day was a huge success. We were both there to see it.
That's right. It was a very touching memorial to the events that happened on September 11th. We this year were absolutely graced with the Philharmonic Quartet from the Philharmonic played, and we had the MMI Black Diamond Choir sing, and we were honored to have Judge Tina Gartley be our keynote speaker. We also were able to have in the rotunda the 9/11 memorial flag, which actually is just quite extraordinary. We still have it up in the courthouse for a few more days, and then we'll be transferring it to the armory. But it represents, there's an American flag for each individual who died as a result of the attacks, and they were hand sewn by even young children. And then the countries, flags of the countries that lost nationals during the attack, and then also all the badges from all the responders who died and served on that day, which was quite extraordinary. I was in New York City on that day, was working there, and I remember the chaos, but I also remember the unity that we all had, and I wish we would have that unity again.
It for sure won't be forgotten, especially when you do big things like make a huge flag to commemorate everyone. And I'll admit, when I was there, I was like, "Where's the flag?" But I just took my. Oh,
yeah, we had it. It's
it was
yeah.
up there the whole time.
It's on the second floor.
It was an honorable thing that was done that day, and no matter how many years go by, it will always be engraved in our heads.
Absolutely, we can never forget.
I may not have been there, but my family sure knows the extent of the issues.
Right. Yeah. Sure.
Now, aside from all of that, so is there anything else regarding this month that you would like to bring up that everyone should know about?
Well, September, we're at the end of September, but it's National Suicide Prevention Month. And I just want to remind people that even though we do events and we highlight suicide prevention in September, that it is a problem that we have to deal with every day of the year. In 2024, Luzerne County lost 54 residents as a result of suicide, and Wyoming County, our neighbor, lost 9 residents to suicide. If you need help, you can either text or call 988, and there is someone there that can help you. You're not alone, and I want residents, to know that. And it happens every day that we're there for you. Just doesn't have to be in September. So if you have an issue and you need to talk to someone, dial or call 988, and you will be able to speak to someone.
Yeah, there's always someone to talk to, and no one's ever alone in these situations.
Absolutely. You are not alone.
I don't know if I personally know. Maybe I personally know one person who has dealt with issues like that, but luckily they are still here, and I can thank the people who were actually there for.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
I'm glad it did not go to that full extent. Thank
Absolutely.
goodness for that. Yeah. Well, with that said, I'm glad that we have people thinking about these topics, and because of people like you and people that help out, and it's good that we're all here to help out with everything that goes
That's
on.
right. We're in it together.
Yeah. And I guess that'll do for this week's Kokomo County Kokomo's County Report, and I guess we'll see you next time.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
PPW High Voltage is back. Join us for all the hard-hitting, high-flying, non-stop action that only PPW Wrestling can bring you. Join us each and every week as we bring you the action from the Slatington Expo Center, Saturdays at 4:30, Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN. PPW Wrestling, the best in independent wrestling.
Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Hello, I'm WYLN historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns. There was, predictably, much tension between European settlers and Native Americans that had lived in the Susquehanna Valley for centuries when the latter started arriving in the 1700s. The British would build a series of forts along the river to protect their settlers. One of these was Fort Menninger, which was built in the spring of 1778 along White Deer Creek near the house and mills of widow Catherine Smith. As far as the typical image of a fort would go, Fort Menninger did not quite live up to the name, as it consisted of a small triangular fence surrounding Smith's house and mill, although its walls were 2 feet thick. 14 men garrisoned at the fort at the peak of its service. The fort would be abandoned in 1779 in the face of the Big Runaway, where settlers in the Wyoming and Susquehanna valleys were forced to flee from sustained Native American attacks. The empty Fort Menninger would be subsequently burned by the natives on July 8, 1779. After the Revolution, Catherine Smith returned to her property and rebuilt her mill. Other settlers would come to the area in the late 1700s. One of them was John Watson Sr., who first purchased land in the area in 1792. He'd eventually lay out the community that would be named in his honor, as well as the road leading into it, today's First Street. His sons would inherit his lands after Watson's death in 1815. One of the first businesses in the fledgling community was a ferry across the Susquehanna, officially chartered by Daniel Caldwell in 1800. Traveling between Watsontown and White Deer Mills in the opposite bank, the ferry used poles to cross the river during low tides and oars during high tides. Caldwell ran the ferry through 1836. Among the other operators who would come after him were Henry High and John Bly. After over 115 years of continuing usage, ferry service in Watsontown ended in 1918, but would resume briefly in 1924 for another 4 years. Beginning in 1834, Watsontown would also be the beneficiary of the construction of the West Branch Canal. Stretching from Northumberland to Farrensville just above Lock Haven, the canal allowed goods to be easily shipped down the Susquehanna's West Branch. Watsontown would be the site of the canal's Lock 18, complete with lock tender's house alongside the lock. The canal would be in service through 1900, but would remain standing in Watsontown for some years afterwards. By January of 1850, there was a movement to split off the longer northern end of Northumberland County from the rest of the county. The proposed new entity, to be named Freeland County, would have included Watsontown, as well as Milton, McEwensville, and Turbotville. A petition was sent to State Senator Robert Frick, who tried to advance it with state leaders. The timing of the push, however, proved inopportune, as it came shortly after the state had created Montour County, and Pennsylvania state brass had no interest in creating any new ones at that time. And so, ultimately, Freeland County failed to come into being. Some years later, Watsontown itself would be the subject of a proposed name change. The genesis for this proposal was Hazleton founder Ario Pardee, who had bought up land in the Watsontown area that were rich in timber. Pardee's mines in Hazleton needed the timber to prop up the tunnels, so having a raised supply was a boon to Pardee's business. Pardee built a sawmill in the south side of town, which became known as the Big Bill locally to cut the timber. The mill would be a major employer for the community. Pardee would build a matchstick factory alongside the mill to process excess timber, and then establish the Pardee Car and Machine Works in 1872 with several additional partners, as well as eventually assuming control of the Watsontown Furniture and Table Works. When the community was incorporated in 1867, more than a few locals suggested naming the town Ario City. Pardee, however, would decline the offer, and so Watsontown the community would remain.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.